This is my story. It's my life. It's a story of a 25-year-old who swears he feels like he's about to turn 80. It's a story of a kid with a void. A kid trying with everything he has to make this life feel okay, to feel wanted, to feel needed, to feel like it's been worth it and that the impact I made was for something good. It's the story of a person chasing redemption. It's who you are and who you're going to become. My story started years before I ever arrived at that airport. I guess I've always felt like I owed people something, like I couldn't pay off a debt that was hung over my head. The military was my way of paying it. I signed up right out of high school, figured I'd feel good about myself if I served. Little did I know that I'd be coming back home a few years later feeling lost, trying to pay a bigger debt than I ever had before. After Tucker picked me up from the airport, we went to see Wave and Andre. They were my best friends growing up. A lot had changed since I had been gone. The boys I once knew had become men. Time changes everything, I guess. The future is never what you think it's gonna be. It's kind of like Wave always said, you think you have it figured out, and then life makes a move and checkmate, boom, you lose. Life had changed them over the years. They were no longer the carefree, innocent friends I remembered, but I probably wasn't the Landon they remembered either. They said they took a job working for a wealthy business owner doing odd jobs when needed. They asked me what my plans were. I told them I had a few things on the horizon. I lied. My plan was to crash at my uncle's until he got back from out of town, then hit the road again, chasing something I couldn't seem to find. That little thing called redemption. You see, they don't tell you when you sign up for the military that not everyone comes back a hero. Some people come home unable to forget the things that happened to them over there. Some people come home unable to forgive themselves for the little boy they killed accidentally during a firefight. They don't tell you might go crazy trying to find a way to make it right. When I left that night, I ran into another person from my past. He was always running from something. The only thing I remember him running to was drugs. Anderson, a close friend from high school, a pothead turned pillhead who always believed the world had dealt him a bad hand. He was the last person I expected to see that night.
Anderson! Whoa, calm down.
You gotta help me.
What are you doing?
It was a rigged bet. I wasn't supposed to lose.
You owe somebody money again.
It's not like that. You don't know him.
Let's go talk to him.
I just said you don't know him. He's gonna have me killed.
Somebody's gonna have you killed, man. Let's just
You're not listening. Can we just get in the truck, please?
get in the truck.
I told him he could stay at my uncle's house that night, but that I wanted him out by morning. Of course, I didn't believe his story. He was the same old Anderson to me. But what happened that night changed everything. called it a suicide. I didn't argue. It was better if they closed the case and let street justice take its course. A few days later, after the dust settled, I went to Anderson's trailer to see his little brother Carson. I had some questions I needed to ask.
What's up, guys? Carson, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Well, who's your friend?
Tommy.
What's up, Tommy? You think you could give us a minute?
No, bro. He's cool.
Alright. Well, listen, Carson, did your brother say anything about taking a bet?
Nope.
Well, look, you know you could tell me, right? I mean, we're family. It'll stay between us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Alright, man, when you don't want to act so tough and keep tight-lipped, come find me, and we'll talk about it, alright?
10 grand. Put 10 grand in a fixed fight that went sideways. My uncle told him about it. Said it was a safe bet. And Anderson said that if he got the money, we could keep the trailer and pay for Mom's meds. He didn't do it for him. He did it for us. I mean, he'd been clean for 2 months. He said he found Jesus and that this Jesus changed his life.
Yeah, well, how's this old lady taking it?
Not good, taking that they've been at odds for a while and she's been threatening to have an abortion.
Well, look, man, if you need anything at all, just come and find me, alright? We're family, and family has each other's backs, alright? That doesn't change. Alright, nice to meet you, Tommy.
Across town at the same time, Anderson's girlfriend was about to make the biggest decision of her life. Anderson's death had left her heartbroken and her soon-to-be baby fatherless. With no money and no father to help raise it, abortion seemed like the only reasonable thing to do. A few reassuring comments from the doctor, and she agreed to go through with it. She was scheduled to abort the baby the following month. Carson's Uncle Mark, the same guy who set Anderson up to take the bad bet, was across town still scared for his life. Little did he know that I was on my way over that day to handle the situation. And little did we both know that Anderson had mailed him something the day before he was killed.
Look, I saw you peeking out the window. I know you're in there. Just open the door. I just want to talk about Anderson, alright?
You got your money. He took the bet, man. We're even.
He must have thought I was someone else, one of the bad guys he'd gotten involved with. I snuck around the back of the house. Carson was right. Mark set Anderson up.
Hey, man. Look, he never said it was going to go down like this, okay? Get one person to take the fall on a bad bet, and I'm even. Ask him. We're clear, man.
Who do you think I am?
Huh?
Who was it?
Who is who?
Who made you set up the bet?
Who was it? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody does, okay? Look, they call him Diablo.
Well, how'd you start working for him then?
I don't work for him. Look, I got upside down with a group of guys in a gambling ring, alright? They told me they'd wipe out the $5 grand I owe them if I got somebody to bite on a fight that was gonna be flipped. 10 grand.
So what, you set up your own nephew?
Look, man, they put a gun to my head, alright? They roughed me up. They were gonna kill me.
Well, you don't think they still will? You're a loose end, bro. You know way too much. You're an idiot if you think you're safe. It's only a matter of time before somebody kicks that door in.
Who is that? It's my landlord.
Yeah, you better tell him to get out of here before I kill him too.
Good. Kill him. Rent's ridiculous, man.
What?
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why? What's up?
I saw somebody walking in the back.
Man, I have told you 100 times you were my landlord, not my babysitter.
He kept begging for his life, swearing that he was forced to set Anderson up, telling me he felt bad for what he'd done, saying he had no other options. I wasn't buying it at first. I started pressing him harder for more info. He told me about this guy named Diablo, the guy who ran the gambling ring. Rough dude with a big crew, he said. I asked where we could find him. He didn't know, but he said he had a safe house a few hours away, a storage facility. A place filled with gambling records and duffel bags filled with cold cash. And that's exactly where we headed. Mark drove. I held a pistol to his side to make sure he took us to the right place. He was scared out of his head. Everyone who knows Diablo is, he said. I told him he was going to be the one to go inside to get the gambling records and as much cash as he could get his greedy little hands on. He tried to argue, said it was too dangerous. My pistol convinced him it would be far more dangerous staying in the car with me. After a few minutes inside, we had a visitor, one of Diablo's guys. I told him my car had broken down.
Dad? He's dead. Bro. He's dead. I'm sure he's dead. Get the stuff, let's go. Is that it? You would have killed me.
We drove through the night to a place where we could stash the records and the cash.
Two days we'll come back here, you'll take the money to Anderson's house, all right? I'll take the gambling books to the neutral party, and we'll go from there. But don't come back here and take the money, because I know you're the only one who knows this stuff's here.
Where do I go? I can't go home. They're gonna kill me.
Man, nobody knows that we're here. Nobody saw us. An old dude's dead, so don't worry about it.
You don't know him. It doesn't work that way. He's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill both of us.
The way I see it, Diablo's a punk, all right? You saw what happened to his boy, and the same thing will happen to him when it's time, okay? Just man up, all right? Take care of the situation. That's all there is to it.
Let me be clear. I promise you, one of us is gonna die. He's gonna kill you.
Okay, nobody's gonna kill me, all right? I decide my own fate. I do. I should have killed you, all right, but I cut you sick.
Kill me! I don't care. Pull the trigger. Do it. Talk is cheap. I don't care. Pull it. Pull it. Pull the trigger. I don't care. I have nothing to lose. Come on.
What's wrong with you, man?
just don't have anything to live for.
You ever wonder what God's gonna say to us when this is all over? I keep having this dream, and I'm standing in front of him, and he asks me why he should let me into heaven. And I'm thinking and I'm thinking and I'm trying to come up with a good answer, but before I can, he pushes me out and shuts the door. I just want to come up with a good answer so bad, but I can't. It's funny though, you know, because I swear I could come up with a million good reasons why he should send me to hell.
He mailed me a Bible. He wrote a note and put it on the inside. Said he forgave me. The Bible just sits there, staring at me like it just wants me to open it up and read it. Truth is, I'm scared to death of what it says. Anderson's mom, she's dying. She can't pay for her meds. They're gonna lose the trailer. Foreclosure. Man, I knew all of that. And I still set him up for that bet. You think you're going to hell?
You know what the difference between you and me is? I don't just screw people over and then cry about going to hell for it. I'm gonna find a reason for God to give me that ticket into heaven.
That's what this is, isn't it? You've done a whole lot of bad stuff in your life, and you think just because you can do a couple good things, you're gonna make it all right. Anderson, he's just an old friend. You don't even know me. You're not doing this for us. You're doing this for you. It's like you're trying to clear your conscience or something. What'd you do that's so bad?
I got a debt to pay just like anybody else. And this is my way of paying it.
Even if it costs you your life, you're willing to go that far. Make no mistake about it, man. Diablo, I promise you, he's going to kill one of us.
Yeah, well, this is my fight now, alright? This is my battle. And I made it my fight the night I took Anderson home, alright? You make your bed, you sleep in it. That's what men do. Something bad happens, and you make it work. You do something that you could never, ever forgive yourself for, that ruins everything, and you pray for another opportunity to go toe-to-toe with evil and come out on top. And this is my opportunity to make it right. This is my fight. This is for me, alright? Not you. I got a debt to pay, alright? And best believe I'm gonna find a way to pay it.
Alright guys, 50 bucks says I can hit that can lefty. Man, $100 says you missed that by at least 10 yards.
15 yards.
Alright, 100 it is. Man, I feel bad always taking your money. Always. Alright, let's make it 200 bucks. Landon shoots for me.
Deal.
Deal. Let's see it.
I don't need that. Give me that.
Okay.
Dude.
No way. No way. Man.
It's all in the breathing.
It's all in the breathing, boys. So how you like being home?
So far, I don't like it at all.
How's that?
Family friend of mine committed suicide the other day. Ran into him when I left the restaurant. He was freaking out, so he got in over his head with a couple guys in a bet that went sideways.
Did he say who he made the bet with?
Family member, I guess.
Sure you want to start digging around in this, man? Might end up taking you somewhere you don't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't worry about me. It's not like Afghanistan, you know, where the bad guys look like good guys. It's pretty easy to see who's who around here. What's that thing Andre used to always tell me about life being a curveball?
Life throws you a curveball. Strap a stick of dynamite to it, throw it back.
Yeah, because why?
Sometimes you gotta blow stuff up.
Sometimes you gotta blow stuff up, you remember. Don't worry about me, guys. After all, I'm just a civilian now, right?
Take it easy, man.
What's up, bro?
A few days later, we got the money and the records back. I told Mark to take the cash to Carson's house. The money was for them.
What's up, Tommy?
What's up, man?
Hey, look, man, I need you to do me a favor. Can you do that?
Sure, what is it?
Care about Carson, your best friend?
Of course.
Look, I need you to take these books. Hold on to them, all right? Now listen, nobody can see those whatsoever. And if anything happens to Carson, his mom, his Uncle Mark, anything at all, I need you to take those right to the police department. Don't know what to do with them, all right? And until then, don't show them to anybody. I'm trusting you.
Alright, no problem. Listen, Landon. I know you had Mark put the money on Carson's doorstep.
Yeah, take care of yourself, kid, all right? After I left Tommy, I got a phone call. A strange voice. Diablo. He told me he knew about Mark, knew about me, about the money and the guy I'd killed. I asked him if he knew anything else, especially about the gambling records that I'd stolen that traced everything back to him. He didn't. He asked me what I wanted. I told him I wanted Carson, his family, and Mark to all walk free. He said he couldn't do that. I told him to have fun in prison and that I was taking the records directly to the police. Needless to say, he reconsidered. Gave me a new option. If I turned myself over and laid down my life, he'd let the others walk. It was the price somebody had to pay, he said. I told him if anything happened to the others after he killed me, a neutral party would take those records directly to the police department. He told me to meet him on a country road the following morning. Later that day, I went to meet with my lawyer. I had a plan.
How you doing?
I'm alright, you know, hanging in there.
I've been reviewing these documents this afternoon. You understand what you're doing, correct? The full ramifications of this. Not just your military benefits, but your inheritance. You're signing this over, and once you do that, it's hers. There's no coming back. As your lawyer, and not only that, but your friend, I would counsel you against doing this. I don't think this is in your best interest. Do you even know this girl?
So, man, my friend killed himself last week. This is his girlfriend, and she's pregnant with his kid. She's been talking about having an abortion, and I think it's just because she can't pay for the kid. So if I give her my money and hand everything over, maybe she'll reconsider and she'll keep it.
You know, I served too. And I know what happened over there. And I have a feeling I know what you're trying to do. How is this going to make it right?
12 years old. Whole life ahead of him. Maybe if she keeps the kid because of my money, it'll make that right.
In whose eyes?
I really don't know. The time had come for me to find that redemption. I was going to give up my life so that they could live. It was time. He told me to turn around and put my hands behind my back. I told him to wait, that I had a business proposition. I offered him $10,000 to get rid of my truck. Told him to take it and burn it. Said I didn't want police running the tags and listing me as a missing person. I thought it'd be better if my family just thought I had taken off, cut town. He came back after he got the nod of approval by Diablo, and just as I planned, he sent 3 counterfeit friends to count the money and dispose of the truck. You see, they didn't know that I'd put the pieces of the puzzle together, and that they were being set up. They were about to burn right along with that truck.
Start digging around in this, man, we'll end up taking you somewhere you don't want to go.
Yeah, well, don't worry about me. It's not like Afghanistan, you know, where the bad guys look like good guys. It's pretty easy to see who's who around here.
Hey man, I know you got Landon back there. I got $2 grand if you let me take his place. Please.
Mark had left me a letter. It was written by a changed man. He told me he switched places with me because somebody had switched places with him when he was set to die. You remember that little red Bible Anderson mailed him before he died? Mark had been reading it after all, and it changed him. He found God. Or maybe God found him. Stop chasing redemption, Landon, his letter said. Jesus already paid that debt for you. I'm free now. and you can be too. This is my story. It's my life. It's a story of a 25-year-old who swears he feels like he's about to turn 80. It's a story of a kid with a void. A kid trying with everything he has to make this life feel okay, to feel wanted, to feel needed, to feel like it's been worth it and that the impact I made was for something good. It's the story of a person chasing redemption, but unable to find it. It's the story of us. We try to do everything we can to feel like good people, but at the end of the day, we don't. We're still us, looking for something that we can't find. And yet, life goes on. As for Carson, well, you see, Carson was finally able to pay for that medicine for his mom. And the trailer that they lived in was no longer foreclosed on because of a little bit of money that came his way. You see, somebody that he hardly even knew went out of their way to try to make things right. It's funny how somebody's struggle could turn into somebody else's gain. As for Anderson's girlfriend, well, she was just a couple of days away from having that abortion that she had scheduled. That was until she got a little package mailed from my lawyer that changed everything. See, everything I'd ever earned, every penny, every dollar, and all my inheritance was given over to her. Just enough money to make her reconsider that abortion. And a couple years later, there she was walking down the sidewalk with a little boy who looked just like his dad. And Mark? Well, Mark saved my life by giving his. As for me, well, you see, I've been reading a Little Red Book lately. A book that Anderson gave Mark and then Mark gave me. I figured if it helped them, maybe it could help me. But you know what? I'm still afraid. I'm still scared. I'm still waking up with dreams of me as an old man, sitting on a porch at the sunset years of my life, thinking back on it all, still wanting to feel like it was worth it. Right on cue, seeing a car pull down my driveway, seeing a man get out, seeing him approach me with a smile, shaking my hand, and giving me a letter. When I open it, it tells me about how he was once a little boy whose mom considered having an abortion. But because of what I did, she kept him, and he lived. It tells me I can forgive myself for the wrong I've done because it's been made right, the debt's been paid. But in that dream, right after Anderson's son pulls in my driveway, right before he gets out of the car, he disappears. And there I am, alone, still chasing something that we could never earn on our own. Redemption.